booties for black girl nerds.
Vanessa, you have the best voice. I swear you should do like ASMR videos. I listened to you during the course of this film, and it's just so soothing and so calm. And it made for a great bridge between your character and Catherine's character, Abigail. She seems so much more self-aware and just has a lot of knowledge of self. How does that aspect of her personality help bring Abigail into their friendship fold a little closer?
Oh, you always have the best questions. That's
Oh.
so nice. No, that's literally, I mean, that's such a great question because the Mona, at the very beginning, was like, I see Tallie as having like really earthy, really in her body, like really sort of like in the ground, and we were actually practicing the tone of my voice together as a group, embarrassingly, I think, one night before we started filming. And I was like, is that still too high? And the placement of her voice actually really helped me. At the beginning, I sort of struggled with it. And then I realized like, it is this kind of very, this person of nature in a way, like a very visceral feeling, deeply sort of sensual, sensitive person. And I think that in a way is that energy that comes into a room, I imagine, with Abigail, who, as Katherine loves that quote of, you're a pop band root, it's enough turned in on itself. And Tallie sort of comes in with this energy that almost demands that she reveal herself, and so that was kind of linked to it in a way, because I think the more sort of gravity that her voice has, the less easy it is to ignore.
I love the way the two of you worked with each other. Every time you had these really close conversations, I caught myself kind of leaning in, just because it was so touching and so close, and friends and confidants, and the evolution of the relationship. With you, Katherine, your character Tallie is brilliant. She's smart, and she likes to write, and she has all these wonderful attributes, and she has a husband in Dyer who is kind to her, I guess you could say, and but never truly appreciates the qualities or her intelligence. Is that fair to say about her, that they don't appreciate those qualities about each other?
I think we talk a lot when we talk about these two marriages, like the notion of arranged marriage, and there are different degrees to it in this period in American history, but in the case of Abigail and Dyer, he's the oldest boy of the boy from the neighboring farm. You live somewhere rural, there aren't a lot of options. He seems like a sensible choice out of the limited options, and if you don't think to dream beyond that kind of life, I think for a long time, maybe she thought, this is a totally reasonable, I don't expect to be happy, I just expect to get by, and this is someone who will at least treat me with a modicum of respect. But to think of having a genuine, intimate connection with someone, that was just kind of outside of the limits of her imagination until Tallie comes along. And so, I don't think it's one of those situations for Abigail where she's sort of driven from a loveless marriage into the arms of another. There is love in that marriage, but it is, yes, his interest in, or his like sort of vocabulary, his ability to access her inner life is really limited. And I think in many ways, all four characters, you do see, maybe a little less so with Tallie. I don't know what you would say about this, Vanessa, but you see the flaws and the limitations of these characters insofar as they are able or unable to communicate what they are really feeling with others. I feel, as playing Abigail, like Tallie comes in and says, you can do this here, but all the other characters are sort of struggling and failing to reveal who they really are, what they need, including Dyer, I think.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to send you an atlas. I'm going to look on Amazon and see if they have one. I'm going to send it. Thank you so much, ladies. This was a beautiful film. You both were wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for speaking
Thank
with us.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.